who is like #1 Splatoon fan out there.
Yeah, the Rapture. Yeah, Splatoon multiplayer info.
They've
Article came out.
started
What's
up
it
the
on?
marketing train in general. Like
Well,
there's tons of stuff all over the place now.
so when did this get on our radar? And it was on your radar before it was on mine. I can't remember what we saw that
It's
you were
E3.
like. Did you? Was it E3? Okay.
Yeah, that was when they did the unveil and they had playable demos even on stage or on the floor.
Okay. What's all you, man?
Okay. So they kind of, like I said, cranked up the marketing hype train for Splatoon. It comes out in May, so it's about the right time. Bunch of news came out. They announced a new mode, which is like a King of the Hill style mode where it's like a static hill in the middle. Obviously, because it's Splatoon, instead of being in the hill, you have to paint the hill. So you have to get it all covered in your ink. And then you'll start scoring points. Then there's like some weird stuff where you get locked out, essentially. So you have to hold it for longer before you start scoring points, which I think is actually pretty interesting thinking about it. Because it gets rid of that scenario in King where like you're just throwing your body at the hill over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it's like, okay, if you want to get any points for this, you have to hold it for like 20 seconds before you start earning anything.
Right.
So you have to be kind of aggressive and push off the hill instead of just throwing yourself in it. Um, so they announced new mode. They showed off a couple new stages, which are looking pretty good. They also said that rank play will be available after the community hits, or after a certain percentage of the community hits level 10, which I don't know if that's max level or just like a good starting level. I
That's
imagine most
actually
people get there
really
really
interesting,
quick.
man.
I think it's pretty. I think it's the right way to do it, possibly.
You want to know why this is interesting? We tried this. We tried this. Something very similar with Loadout.
Okay.
And, I think a lot of people liked it, but
You
I
guys
think
didn't really have the
perhaps,
player base to support it, though.
well, when
Not
we
really.
tried it, I mean, look, if you look at the downloads, uh, it was like one of the top.
Yeah, it was up there.
So, I mean, the issue I think was that the level needed to be reevaluated because I think we were kind of throwing people into the fray a little bit too soon. So there was like a new area where you got to like level 10 or something like that. And then after that, you go out and play against the experienced players. So I just hope that this is a level that is at a point where it's you have enough experience to be like, okay, I can play ranked.
Yeah. Okay. And then the ranked, I think they said goes from like you get a grade, a letter grade, and then you'll get matched up with people of your rank. Which this is really surprising to me, given the game itself isn't very competitively marketed. I think as we'll get into
Mm-hmm.
here shortly, like they haven't really been pushing esports. It's Nintendo, so like that doesn't even exist to them. The whole esports sector. I haven't heard if they've confirmed that you can play custom games. It sounds like there was like an offhand mention in an interview at some point that you could, but it hasn't like actually been confirmed. So we don't know if you can do custom games. Don't know if you can do LAN, like if anyone can have LAN tournaments. And the big one, which has been revealed, is there's no voice chat. Period. Full stop. So there's no voice chat. You can't even because the Wii U doesn't have voice chat, so you can't like do a party chat or a private chat with a friend. There's outright no way to talk to your friend on Splatoon, which means if you want to play with a buddy, which is, I believe, from last study I looked at, was like 30% of players usually play with a friend, or no, it's 40% are usually playing games with a friend when they play multiplayer.
It's up 10%.
It's like it's 30 or 40, or somewhere in that area.
The last one I saw is that 70 some percent of players are playing by themselves.
It might,
So
it
that's
might,
up.
it might just be 30. So it's like roughly 30% um, are playing as a group, and they can't talk to each other. So they have to run a PC next to them so they can run Skype or Vent or TeamSpeak or whatever, which is just a really strange decision to me. I can understand like Nintendo's like super concerned about the kid-friendly image.
Yeah.
It's something that they've like always kind of held dear. And going into the FPS space, there's obviously some concerns that there's like really toxic people on FPS games on the mic, which I think is a fallacy at this point. I swear, I have only heard like all the time we play
Nobody talks
Titanfall, like
anymore.
no one talks.
No
Everyone's
one
in
talks
party
anymore.
chat. Everyone's
No
in
one
party
talks
chat.
anymore.
There's no one like if there's no one to get a reaction from, then no one's gonna be talking in chat. You know what I mean? So
Right.
like generally, I don't even know if that's even true anymore. But I can see why they would be concerned. But for them not to allow you to talk with friends at least, or to like invite people to a chat, or to like any kind of chat system, or chat with your team only, that's really strange to me. And I think it's a really awful decision. They're already getting blasted for it in like the various media that have reported on this, and also the comment section on those medias. So it wouldn't surprise me that it's something they kind of backtrack on. I really hope they do because it's pretty unnecessary, and it's going to be a huge buzzkill for not even just for like playing the game competitively, which I don't think there's gonna be a major competitive
No,
segment
that's not.
anyways. But I'm hoping to get to like some fun matches. I think it'd be one of those games, and we had a stretch of these back in like pre Gears where we just hopped from FPS to FPS for like probably a good like what 3 or 4 years.
3 months?
No, it was
Well,
longer. It was
per
like
game, I'm
from
talking about two per game. We probably
yeah
spent, but
yeah it
maybe
was
maybe a
just a
little
few
bit
months
longer
per
than that.
game. So like from the moment the Xbox 360 came out to the moment we started playing like Gears competitively, and even after that, we were still hopping from game to game all the time. But we would just hop from shooter to shooter, and there'd be all these fun games where it's just like it was us, Type Z, and like a couple other teams like LGD, and then you'll get like some mixed in people. So you have like 16 teams playing competitively. I think that's what Splatoon will be. But it's a blow to them, but more so it's just a blow to the game in general because it's going to have a lot of difficulty getting a multiplayer focused shooter off the ground when you can't talk to people,
I I look.
especially your friends.
Can I just say I I read the entire article, and I believe I read it. It was on GameSpot. Let me find that link real quick. But I read the entire article, and oh, no, not the entire article. I read the article up to the point, the paragraph that said there's no voice chat, and I stopped reading the article, and then I immediately sent you a link. I was like, "Wait, what? Is the shooter doing stuff?" Look, everything I've seen is like, "Oh yeah, it's different. Oh man, it's gonna be a shooter. Oh, this is so cool. I like the art style. Boom, 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 boom. Nintendo move. Oh shit." No voice chat? I was like, what? So then I sent you that message follow up like, well, and I'm sure there's going to be players that do this. If there are a group of friends that are actually serious about communicating, they're going to hop on Skype, they're going to hop on TeamSpeak, like you mentioned, and then those folks are going to be absolutely obliterating
Yeah.
Colin. Oh,
Could you
like
imagine?
it won't be. Look, it's gonna be so bad for the people that are like, okay, let me just work around this. Let me hop on Skype. Let me hop on TeamSpeak. It's gonna be so bad for the rest of the community that I feel like if you end up running against some of those people, I feel like they're gonna think that they're cheating. How do you know I'm right
Yeah.
here?
In a game that's all about territory control, no
How do you know
less.
I'm right here?
Yeah.
Because, dude, I'm talking to my teammate.
No, so
Sorry, you don't have that luxury.
the challenge, Kale, that we have to do is I want to see if we win a game, Turf War, which is about how much territory you paint on the map. I
Okay.
want to see if we can win a game where we don't leave spawn until the last 30 seconds of the match. That's gonna be the goal.
All right.
I
I'm
think
down.
that's like the new no shots fired for
Is it?
Splatoon.
It's me, you, Sean, and Tense that are playing.
Probably
Okay.
sounds like the
I don't
most
know.
likely group. I don't know who all has Wii's.
I know. Well, Sean does,
Sean does. I'm sure.
and I do.
And Mitch does.
Yeah, because Mitch played Mario Kart. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're good.
that's probably us four.
Yeah. Okay.
So the last 30 seconds of the match, we'll see if we can run it up. Just because no one's gonna be able to talk to each other.
So let me just say one more thing with this. Unfortunately, due to Nintendo's backwards ass YouTube policies, I will not post a video from Nintendo on my YouTube channel. Sorry. So anything that I actually play from Nintendo is actually going to be live streamed and archived here.
I'm gonna
So we've
post
gone
stuff
over
up
this
on my
before.
personal channel. We'll see.
Not too wild about it. All right. Last thing. Actually, we got a couple more things. But we're getting close on time. So
These are pretty quick
Rainbow
hits.